Okay, so I'm just gonna do a real quick talk about this. So we show my family and friends what I'm working on. So this is my shop at the house I live in, and to say it was not built particularly well would be an understatement, and this is kind of an example of it. So it was built with these poles. I guess they call it a pole barn. I would have definitely built it a little differently. I mean, even if you're going to use these, I would have done them more often. But anyway, they go up. So those are at 6 feet, and then they put these 2x4s on to attach the metal on the sides. The front was smart board, and they put this stuff over the top, which is literally like cardboard. I mean, I can put my thumb right through it, well, if it wouldn't fall apart completely. Anyway, I can put my finger right through that stuff. So it looks like paneling. It's not even paneling. It's just like a layer of heavily pressed cardboard. So this is the wall that I built on the right side as you walk up to it. So basically this bottom board was completely rotted. It was just dust. It wasn't even there in most of the spots, but it was dust out here toward the end and toward the other side. So nothing was supporting. They had 2x4s. Well, I had 4 2x4s here. They were just chunks. So they had one pair of 2x4s on this side that met about here, and then they had another pair that met, down here on this side. So not even a solid board going up to the top. So it's a 2x8 up there. And unfortunately what they did there was they actually attached them to where the ceiling level is 7 feet. So those are 8 feet tall. They didn't set these on top. They didn't attach them, different. Like, you could have at least gained a little bit of height by doing this properly, but they did not. So in the end, I've got 7-foot ceilings in here, which makes storage somewhat difficult also because there's not a whole lot of room up there. But anyway, so what I did was I built a top and then a bottom, and then put these 3 2x4s spaced. These 3 are, well, that's 16 inches, that's 16 inches. This is a little less because it lined up where the center was going to be. I just left this open. Technically, there should be another board there, but it's close enough. And then I added these for a little extra strength. On the bottom, this right here is not actually, this is just screwed into that board. And if you look up here, you can see another it's actually like a 2x2.5 or 2x3, something like that I ripped down to be the perfect size to run along there. And no, that's a 2x4 now I think about it. And then I ripped down another board to space between there and this board to make this board sit square. And these are just chunks that I had. And basically all this is doing, it's screwed into there. It just provides me a surface to attach my plywood to right here. That's the only thing that piece is actually doing, because obviously the pole is doing the corner strength. So anyway, and then I'm putting hardy board on. It was particle board, or not particle board. It was, I think they call it smart siding. I don't know why they call it that, because you're not very smart to use it, because that's what happens. That side over there was big enough you could put a basketball through. This side is actually not as bad, but either way, it's so rotted that, there's next to nothing holding it in place. And then in the middle, there were a couple. I did the same thing in here. This had one 2x4. I'm going to back up so you can see. This had one 2x4 running in the center, pole on the end, double 2x4s on this side. And they had a board running across that they had cut, and a board running across, and it was all jerry-rigged. The bottom sill plate at least is halfway decent on this side, because that bottom piece isn't as rotted. Give it some time and it would. But I'm going to take care of that. So anyway, so that's what I started with. And then of course I tore all this down. And so now I'm putting up hardy board, which is this. It's sort of like a concrete board. And it won't rot and all that stuff. It's a little hard to work with, but once you get it up, that board will be there in 50 years, and of course I'll paint it and everything. So anyway, that's what I'm working on. And then I did oil some of the wood to make this wood is extremely rotted right there. So just to make it a little softer, a little less brittle, and protect it from bugs and stuff, let it soak in, and then you know, it'll keep the moisture and the bugs away. And then this is the door. I'll be reattaching that. It was attached with 3 hinges, one of which was broken, one was bent. This door, see the same thing, bent hinge. This hinge is a little bent, so I'm gonna go get some real heavy duty hinges, take this stuff apart and redo these doors so that they have good strong hinges. This side here, the boards aren't as rotted, so I don't have to replace all this stuff at least. And then on the inside, I attached 3/4 inch plywood. Now on this side is pretty near done. This is gonna have to come down so we can run the wiring and stuff. My friend ran it over to here, so we got to run a little farther. We'll have a double outlet here, and then on the other side by where that's, there it is. There's a double outlet there. These little guys right here hold my, one holds a screw box. I flip it up and set it up on top of here. And then those other 2 hold my drill set, which has a bunch of drill bits and stuff like that. And yes, this shop is a mess right now. Once I get this done, I can get this organized a lot better. So anyway, that's what I've been working on. Just wanted to share with all you guys.